Hi, this is Karen and welcome to another Throwback Thursday at dolallycrafts. It is actually Thursday that I'm filming this, I'm a bit behind. Today I'm making a box and I'm using, I'm trying to remember the name of the paper that I'm actually using today. This one was made out of the Celebrations freebie, which was the butterflies paper. However, I'm using for today, that was just my sample. Today I'm going to be using the All My Love DSP set. Now I'm also using the matching All My Love cardstock. I'm really upset that Stampin' Up aren't doing the matching card packs anymore, because they really were great for stampers and crafters like me. I didn't have to fuss about getting full packs. I could just get a couple of packs of the matching cardstock and voila, I had what I needed for the DSP. Okay. The two pieces that we will need, this one is 5 5/8 square and the larger one is 8 inches square. Now you will also need a scrap of Whisper White for the sentiment and another scrap, and I'm using Flirty Flamingo, I think this one is. I'm pretty sure that's what it is anyway. So I'll put my sample box aside, and as you can see I'm going to be using the butterfly out of the Springtime Impressions Thinlits. And yeah, okay, let's get on with this. So it's very basic. Move all of these out the way, and I'm going to bring in my scoring board. And for the large piece, you score at 1 inch and 2.5 inches on all 4 sides. Like so. And it's going to give you a 3 inch by 3 inch base, and the sides will be 1.5 inches tall. I'll pop that one aside, and then I'm going to bring in the DSP. And as I said, this is 5 5/8 of an inch square, and on this one you score it at 1/2 inch and then at 1 1/4 inches on all 4 sides. So 1/2 inch and then 1 1/4. Okay, so that's the scoring done. Pop aside my Simply Scored. Bring the two pieces in, and I'm going to crease them and fold and burnish on all of the score marks. This will give you quite a sturdy box actually, despite it being the lid being made out of DSP. The All My Love was actually quite a thick paper. Now it is no longer available, so I am using these as a Throwback Thursday to use up the stock. You can use whatever papers you may have at hand. So as I said, we've got the base and the lid done. Now I'm going to bring in my scissors and I'm going to trim along the score line there and just trim that piece off, and then the same on this side down the score line. Oh, that one wasn't very good. And trim this piece off. I think that's because I've got a bit of glue on these scissors, so I'll just do that again. Okay, get rid of those and bring another pair in. I like to use the larger pairs for these longer boxes so that it's only the one straight cut. And once again, straight down and just trim that piece off. Now I'm going to come in and just do an angle on the outside ones. So, and then these two that I've gone all the way down, I'm going to do the same here, but I'm going to come in on an angle because I want to taper this tab and then chop that bit off. I'm going to do the same on this side, so I'm going to taper down that side and down that side and just take that piece off, and then turn 180 degrees and do exactly the same. Down there. Down there, and just lop off these tabs. Okay, so we get rid of the waste. Now, as you can see, each of these has been tapered in, and the same with the tabs. So I'll move that aside for a moment. I'm going to bring my paper snips in this time, and I'm going to repeat the process on this piece of paper. So choose which side. All four sides currently are equal, but we're going to change that up a bit now. So I'm going to chop that off. I'm going to taper those sides in, take that off, and then taper that in and taper that in. So as you can see, that's what that side looks like, and we're going to flip it 180 degrees and do exactly the same thing down this side. Okay, in with some tear and tape, flip it over, and I'm going to, oh, wrong part. To make this easier for myself and quicker here, I'm just going to put some on the outside there, and then some just a little bit down from the fold line on that one, and do that on all four sides. So they've all been done. I'm just going to give them a quick burnish with my bone folder to make sure that that's well adhered. Then come in and peel the backing off each of them. Now you'll notice I didn't put any on these tabs, and that's because I've already got the sticky, the double-sided tape on the other part, so I don't need to put any on those smaller tabs. I am using more of the double-sided tape doing it this way, but it means I'm not flipping back and forwards with the tape. Okay, now these ones go down first, and they will cover those tabs and make sure they're not going to move, and then just bring these pieces in, and then just go over each and burnish each side with the bone folder to make sure that that is well and truly adhered. And there's the lid. Okay, bring in the base, and we're going to do the same thing. So flip it over, in with the tear and tape, and one at the top, and then one just down from the top there. Okay, so we have those done. Once again, go over with the bone folder and just make sure it's all stuck down fast, and then take each of the backing pieces off, and then come in with your tabs again and line the corners up. If you can hear any squealing, Missy's in her room next door. It's hubby's day off dialysis, so he's controlling the TV in the lounge room, so Missy's in her room listening to something on her phone. Okay, so we've got those down. Once again, fold the tab pieces first to hold the tabs in, pop those down, and then go around and give each of those a good burnishing. And there's the bottom of the box, and the lid fits over quite neatly, doesn't come off, as you can see. That 1/8 of an inch gives it just enough for the double paper to actually sit over that really nicely. Okay, now the next piece is bringing in our piece of Whisper White, and I'm not using Flirty Flamingo. I'm going to use the, I think it's Mint Macaron. Green is actually soft sea foam, so let's see how we go and whether we get a nice enough, oh, and I've brought in the wrong, that was the wrong sentiment. So let's see how we go with the soft sea foam. Actually, that's turned out really nicely. So pop that to the side, and I'm using the Tag Topper Punch this time because it's an older product, and I'm just going to give that a quick press, and I'm going to take a piece out of the bottom of this so that we've got the drop shadow, and that will go like so over the top. Now I will be back in a moment. I'm just going to go and die cut. Okay, the butterfly's cut out now. I did use a piece of shim to make sure that all of the pieces would come out fairly easily, and they did. So I just poke all of these pieces out. You can use your die brush or your paper piercer to do this, but my scissors are handy, so I'm just using the point of my paper snips just to get rid of all of these pieces. I really love this butterfly, it's got so much detail. Okay, take off the washi tape that I used. Now to get the butterfly out. I hope wherever you are today you've got beautiful weather. I have to go out and do some grocery shopping after I've finished this, and it's raining out there. Okay, we've got our butterfly. I'm just going to give it a bit more life and bring in some gems, and I'm just going to put 3 gems, one on its head and then another couple down its body in different sizes, just for a bit of bling. Now in with, trim these off, and that is our box finished. I think that looks quite pretty. I've stepped it up a little bit, or changed it round a little bit from the original one. But I hope you've enjoyed today's project and you will give it a go yourself. All the measurements and everything can be found over on my blog. Link is in description. And I've actually, if any of these pieces, if any of these things are still available, they're actually down in the shopping cart linked below. Okay, that's it for another Throwback Thursday, and I will see you again next week. I'll be here on Sunday for another plan with me, and then back on Tuesday with another card, and I'm actually going to be filming the card this afternoon. So I hope you join me again soon. Bye for now.